Hello, this is Mixers Ryan. Yesterday, the gameplay trailer for Battlefield 2 was released, and unlike with Saturday, a lot more was revealed, rather just simply the return of the species that was already in the first game. So I'm just going to go over the builds in the trailer. So, acquiring, get a better look at some of the fish. So, I actually got a proper look at the Regal tank here, which is right. So, if we the details of it, God, I think tang is one of my favorite fish. So, it's coloration that it has. Right. I don't talk about this when I show the first trailer or even did a community post about it, but the white blackfish on the right is what lots of people thought was the Moorish idol, but that isn't the case. This is supposed to be the Pennant coral fish. It looks similar to the Moorish idol, but they have more white to them. It's actually with their heads being white. But the fact that they actually are a pretty common sight in captivity, so okay, this makes to be on here. Then got the background here, the spotted eagle ray. Actually, I think there's a switch that does get a better look at it. I did talk about my thoughts on this one in a community post, since I didn't talk about it at all when going over the first trailer. But I'm personally not a big fan of this choice. I would have preferred terms of eagle rays, either the common eagle ray or the oscillated eagle ray. But I'm hoping that Battlefield 2 will have the American ray along with several species of stingray, which are more prominent in aquariums. This would be well cooperative this time. Just dots are out, and here we go. I think we worked it out nowadays. So it's a reveal of these birds, which are a new species. So this is the only new morning, and it's something different. This is another bird of prey. The great hornbill. Now, when it comes to Asian species of hornbill, I don't have a particular preference. Don't have a particular preference as to which Asian species of hornbill I want. I think it would have been between this, the rhinoceros hornbill, and the wrinkled hornbill. But I'd say it's a good choice. I think it's fairly common in captivity, and it is amongst the largest hornbills out there. One does people still see them flying here. That's good. Okay, and then got the career motives and new characters, and we actually get a proper look at the new giraffe, which is in the background in one of the screenshots. Wasn't certain what type of giraffe this is. This does get name dropped as being the Maasai giraffe, and you can already tell this is the Maasai giraffe. This has got these sort of patterning. Note that the Maasai giraffe was one of the most highly requested giraffe. So I think it was the on the wish list. Today, I mean, once again, it is is one of the more most distinct giraffes, and it's the largest one. It's also pretty common in North American zoos. It can be found at some Asian zoos, but that's actually about it. They're not that widespread in captivity. It's Disney if I would have preferred it if instead was the return of the reticulated giraffe, which is more widespread in activity, and personally that is my favourite giraffe. But I guess I could use this as a placeholder for the Rothschild giraffe. It's more closer experience than the reticulated one. So let's continue. Now you had another South African swan looking close up with the head. We've got a herd of blue wallabies doing a stampede. Stampede. And just there. And we've got some small fish of the Western chimpanzee getting the baby. I am a bit concerned that there might not be color variations, since with the adults the skin mainly is a dark shade of grey, so it's not look like what adult West chimpanzees typically look like. So, and keep there feeding the canoe stock. So look at the heads. I will say that I feel there's something off about the model. It's unfinished, so it's might be a controversial opinion here. But I don't think any of the models so far are bad. I feel sort of like some are better than others, but still, we got a much better shot at playing zebra here. In this case, it actually has a different patterning than which she had, so now she gets a stripe variations, which is so it's one of the issues that I can agree as a thing with the original models, the lack of stripe variations. So yeah, looking beautiful here. Got scaling there, which is a lot of puppies. Terrain here, so you can she just put a water in here and also to do. So yeah, then you got how you build aquarium, which so far I think all the fish that's been revealed so I was calling it found in the Indo-Pacific, which is things yet to have any freshwater fields. But here's one of the that's revealed, the black spotted pufferfish, which so it's bright yellow coloration on the black spots. Yes, that's an okay choice. I think I personally would have preferred the white spotted pufferfish. I feel like that's more common in captivity. But I mean, it's still a pufferfish, so that is an iconic type of fish. To reflect on being threatened. I think that's the reason. It's the fish here. I should mention, I'm not going to. So the two other fish have been revealed. Also golden trevally, which so that is a pretty common fish. We found there's also the humphead wrasse, a big, another large spiny rayed fish. I guess that I think they're more of an occasional sighting at best in captivity. I would have preferred a grouper, but okay. And then got show of how you build the aviaries. And then actually gets the reveal of the model for the white-tailed sea eagle. I think Frontier intended for this to be, time that the white-tailed sea eagle gets confirmed and revealed, but Leaf was Leaf was already aware of the white-tailed eagle game and ended up confirming it. It's already one of the speeches listed in the wiki, for example. But you do get your, which does look beautiful. I think it looks better than the golden eagle, at least so far. It's great. And, it is the UK. It is the most protected bird of prey, and later, fly animations here. So we got Mirabelle, so some evictions, which I think more reach that's already in the first game. So some parts zoos. So we got what seems to be Lake Malawi there. So the aquatic like it's got a different look. Grass and tag is pretty the same. Got the temperate tag here. Just can't find it blue for some reason. And then you got the tiger tag, also in blue. And this is going to show off a national park in Scotland. So imagine that the one in it might be some of the Serengeti or the Masai Mara. But I imagine this is probably the Cairngorms. Yep, the national park in Scotland. Maybe in sense the wild here. Yeah, it does. Right there. And this bridge is showing off some of the animals that you would see in Scotland, which is the main place we'd see the white-tailed. UK is actually the same case with the golden eagle, but the white-tailed eagle, I think it is found in other parts of the UK, which does include the Isle of Wight. And we've also got the reveal of beavers, so already gets a rota diversity, which is nice. However, if this is in these in Scotland, then I do have the impression that this isn't actually the North American beaver from the first game, and this is definitely the biggest surprise to me. Is this is most likely the Eurasian beaver, which I was not expecting to apply to too, considering that the North American beaver is one of the more popular animals from the first game, and what's it called? The Eurasian beaver wasn't on the wish list at all. It's a wish list. So I imagine that's probably gonna that's triggering some North America is the fact that getting the Eurasian beaver rather than the North American beaver. But what's interesting is that the last short that I did before going on holiday was for the North American beaver, which I thought would make it to Planet 2, but if the Eurasian beaver is on here, that doesn't seem to be the case now. So I feel like the North American beaver might not make it to Planet 2 at all, since both species look very similar to each other. I think that slightly different sizes and different head shapes, but those are definitely minor differences. It's very similar to. Might be a little bit darker, which is nice. It's good, I suppose. First impressions wise. And the Eurasian beaver was actually so it was definitely one of the European animals that for the first game. You would keystone species here in the this is another animal in. Its conservation work is happening in the UK, not just in Scotland, but in England, in which it has been introduced to different parts of the country, which I haven't. But so far, I haven't seen a wild Eurasian beaver. Would be cool. But I have seen it. That's the herbaceous So wild. And so me, I know that's gonna be probably upsetting to North American players. Animation, and then we got I think that's the last reveal for me to go over. Someone was the return of the red deer, which is somewhat of a surprise to me since I thought that that the second game would have the similar looking Wapiti, which I know is one of the most highly requested North American animals for the series, is conic deer in the continents. Deer would be saved for deers instead, but no, I feel like it's probably the other way around. Well, actually not. I mean, it's so impressed, but I'm not sure if it's going to go out to have both the red deer and the wapiti, since they're very similar looking, and the wapiti was even originally considered just a subspecies of the red deer. But the first cool reveal for me, it's my favorite deer from the first game, and I do think it's easily the best new base game animal from the first one. And since previously the PC version of Parent 1, it was the second free update animal that was released in the game's third anniversary, what I can recall. But in the so it did get a sound for being the only European animal, so the only to one that's primarily found in Europe. So therefore, and the only deer in it, so it the most unique and most reliable base in the first game. But with the console edition, you actually immediately get the red deer. But this, so you're also immediately getting the red. And with the of 2 Eurasian eagle, Eurasian beaver, and return of red deer, it's quite that the Pirates 2 is going to immediately get more than one European animal, which is great since it was barely represented the first game at its launch, and just give the impression that as long as some of the more essential European game make a comeback for the second one, I do feel like Pirates 2 will have a more complete Europe roster, which is great. But maybe not so much since getting the North Pacific grey wolf, which really resembles the northwestern wolf. So I think with the fact that have animals primarily found in European confer several species that don't. So far, the task order haven't had any animal to confirm that's are primarily found in North America. So that's that's gonna. Well, I guess that's the game's gonna have a giraffe that's primarily found in. It's common in North American zoos, but not so much in other parts of the world, and that's the grail seems to me resemble North America subspecies. Just somewhat makes up for that, but I feel like got a brown bear that was a screenshot. So I think if let's say if it gets confirmed full planning. to be the European Bravo specifically. That's gonna trigger the track. There's even more. Unless they don't really, since so similar to North American others anyway, just substitutes, and that's all that the trailer has to offer outside of still has some of the assets. Although to be fair, so it's 4 minutes in the trailer from the first game, such as the Sumatran tiger, western chimpanzee, saltwater crocodile. Additional screenshot. But I think we've gone over all the second batch of these 2. So we'll have